Warning: the following podcast is brought to you by real officers in their fields of work. All stories told are accurate and will not disclose any names, dates, or locations of events. May contain contents about nudity, drugs, alcohol, and violence. Viewer discretion advised.
Welcome to Lawful Laughs, where we talk about unlawful affairs. I'm your host, Officer Titan. As always, with my co-host, Officer Coach.
What's going on, guys? Titan, how are you doing tonight, bub? Feeling good?
Oh, buddy, I feel like I'm a bit on the giggle side tonight. I've had a little bit of nicotine and a lot of Monster, so
Hey, there you go, bub.
we're about to kick shit and hit break, bud.
Hell yeah, this episode's going to be electric. As always, we have some special guests. For the first time on the show, we got Officer Brickhouse. So we have something to admit to you guys. We lied, unfortunately. It was almost never Officer Radar running the sound.
The truth has been revealed.
Yeah, it's always been
Yeah.
Officer Brickhouse. So it's nice to finally get him on the show. Hear some of his stories, some of his opinions. Joke, laugh with him.
Thank you. Thank you. This is what it looks like when I take a bow. There it was.
Love that.
Along with Officer Radar, our recently resurrected friend, along with Officer Brickhouse, our recently resurrected friend, Officer Radar, is back again from hell.
Buddy.
Again? Did he die again?
What
in
can I
like
say?
a
I'm
couple days?
just I missed
I don't know,
I missed
bro.
this I missed this show so much that I had to come back. Always and forever will be here.
I don't know what Officer Radar lore is.
This dude's got to be a fucking prodigy.
Yeah.
Like,
Have you heard the story of Radar? Oh, who is this Radar? He just keeps
I came
coming
back from the dead.
Yeah, you
just like full out of the ground, just out of just everything. I just appear out of nowhere.
There's somebody
day,
I'm
every
thinking of.
day.
I can't remember their name. Do you guys know who Jesus Christ is?
Yeah.
You guys know that guy?
Yeah.
It's
Very
kind
well.
of like him.
Yeah, I actually
Not
talked
personally.
I talked to him last week.
He came back once.
Oh, but well,
talked to
yeah,
him
he
last
didn't come
week.
back twice like Radar did. Come on, man.
That's
too easy.
crazy.
Oh,
Radar's
buddy.
coming back so many times. By the time he comes back, he's like, "Damn it, not again!"
It's like an endless time warp if he just keeps resurrecting to
like-
the same shit
it's
of
like
saying,
Groundhog
"Oh my
Day."
god, he's back."
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just for the same segment every episode. He reads the radar and then dies again every episode.
That's terrible.
I just-
I'm pretty
I
sure he was
appear
at the
and
end
then
of the last
disappear.
episode.
Did he resurrect
Yeah, I
twice
was
in
there,
one night?
buddy.
Oh, I don't know, bud. I don't know Officer Radar lore. Just like I said earlier, I don't know, bud.
Actually,
I'm
I
just
have
here
like
to
a
speak
little
the facts.
I have like a little
I'm just here-
sacrificial like area in in my living space, that I
Whoa,
after
whoa!
every
Sacrificing
radar
is
I go
cultish
to,
stuff.
Bro.
I just go over there and then I do my business and I disappear and then I come back read the radar. It's just how I
No,
live.
he's gonna take a sidestep and do some meteorologist,
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pure officers. We are not cultist stuffs
Yeah,
related.
bro. All
Yes.
I know is how to laugh at unlawful affairs. That's all I know.
Indeed.
So, like every other episode, I don't know if you guys hear that. Pretty sure it's my radar going off. Come on, man. You guys hear that?
I do.
Anybody else?
Yeah,
I
that's
do.
a good beat.
I think it's time to read the radar. Like always, Officer Radar, hit us.
All right. So for this week, we collectively thought it'd be a good time to talk about some padded cell blunders, and I feel like at almost any institution you go to, jail
This
or wherever it
dude.
may be.
The line is Padded Plunders.
What'd I say? Hold on.
Go again.
Oh, buddy.
Okay.
Read the radar.
Okay. All right. So for this week's episode, I feel like we all kind of collectively talked about was some interesting padded plunder stories, which is a little backstory, kind of pad cells that we have within our jail or institution. And I feel like we all clearly thought there are some pretty good hilarious stories that can be told within these padded cells. And so I feel like we'll kind of go off and we'll start off with Officer Coach said he had a particular one he wanted to hit on. And so, Coach, I'll hand it over to you about your story of a padded cell.
Hell yeah. All right. So
Hmm.
I think my funniest I've got a couple. Only working now in law enforcement for about a year. Obviously, I don't have a super, long experience with padded cells. But I think I've got some funny stories. Oh, and
Sure.
I think my funniest one came when I was a new officer. I had been working at my local county jail for maybe less than 4 months, longer than a month and a half. So we'll call it about 2 months, 2.5 months. I talked
Math is
about him.
math.
Yeah, there you go, bud. I've talked about him previously before. The crazy dude that repeats his name and
Oh, yes.
tells us he's part of our nation's military and whatnot. So he was in a padded cell when he first came in because he refused to let us book him in. He just really did not want to put our county's stripes on.
They're so fashionable. Why not?
I don't know, bro. Honestly, I mean, I could get down with some stripes, going and
It's
playing basketball or
it's
going
very
to a
black
nice
and
little
white,
family event.
sometimes gray areas.
Yeah, this
A
is
lot
um,
of
true.
gray.
so this individual is very, very. Speaking of fashion, this individual cares very much about the way he looks. Um, he wants his hair to look nice. Most of the time, he wants to be clean shaven. Doesn't care much about showering, but wants to be very clean shaven, good looks, good outfit. Um, when I first started, I was something we like to call the floor bitch. I was the one that was passing food in every day and making sure our hourly walks were done. Like most days, I was passing chow. And this individual was in a padded cell, so we were giving him special styrofoam trays. And so while giving him his tray, he walked out of the padded cell. And I was so new, and this guy was so crazy. I mean, I was a little hesitant to stop him because he's one of those guys that could just fly off the wire. 1 second he's fine and he's walking out of the padded cell. The next second I'm telling him to stop, and then I clock one right in the jaw and I'm knocked out.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be
Dang.
hard, would it?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been punched in the jaw. If it was you punching me in the jaw, I would eat it and then probably beat you to death. But
Oh
um,
my,
That's
that'd be a
whoa,
threat.
damn.
um,
Okay.
so this inmate walks out of his padded cell and he just starts, licking his fingers and messing with his hair. And right outside of his padded cell was a big window that he was using as a mirror to just look at himself. And I looked at him and I was like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Oh, I'm just walking out of my padded cell really quickly to make sure my hair looks nice." And I'm like, "No, like go back to your cell, bro." And he ignores me. He just literally ignores me and starts, licking his hair and making sure his hair looks nice. And the person that was training me at the time, Officer Pocket Cop, goes over the radio and was like, "Officer Coach, what are you doing? why you, why you?" I've been working at this jail for maybe 2 months now. And so I mean, it just looks bad. It looked very bad when I went over the radio and said, "I don't know. He kind of just walked out of his cell."
Oh no, buddy.
Just kind of
You're
did.
cooked.
Um, so Officer Pocket Cop advises me. He's like, "No, like get him back in his cell, bro. What are you doing?" Um, so he gets back in his cell and takes his food, and the day goes on like normal. Um, yeah, that's the story. It's a short one, but I thought it was pretty funny. He just walked out of his cell, made sure his hair looked nice. Didn't shower for weeks. But
I bet he
So
smelled
hygiene
like
isn't an
roses.
issue, but
no, but God forbid his hair look bad.
I'm gonna
Oh
look
my
good and
lord.
stink too.
To be fair, one thing I will give him is he did have a very nice looking haircut. He did. He really did. He had a very
can't
nice
say that now.
No,
Depending on
no.
the stench, depends on how close you could get to even see it. It sounds like.
Hey, as long as I'm on the other side of the
Yeah.
camera, I don't care. It looks fine. It looks great. But yeah, that's probably my funniest padded cell story. Just he just wanted to make sure his hair looked good. I've got another one, but I'll pass it off to Officer Titan, see what he's got to say before I tell my second story.
Okay, so I'm going to kind of go back to something that was even before me, and this was just kind of relayed to me as a story. And I was probably 6 months in, and I get told about an individual that comes in, and it's just automatic protocol that they go to the padded cell because she was not very obedient, I guess you could say. And the funniest part about her is she always was in the nude.
Oh my!
Mm.
Wow.
Ne-
Okay.
never
I know this
suicide
person.
watch. Never suicide watch. Never anything of the nature. She just didn't want her clothes on. And we have special names for people of that nature, but anyway, so my old shift partner, Officer Law, we'll call him that, and
Mm.
he was very irritated with this individual because it was constantly rolling around naked, doing snow angels in the padded room with no snow,
That's crazy. What the hell?
and
Was it at least in the like colder months? Was it snowing outside?
no, it was probably about 86 degrees. Just laying down, spreading the wings, you know.
Here you go.
So anyway, so she got on this little kick where she decided to start donkey kicking the door. Now, to give you a picture painted here for you, to donkey kick the door, she is bent over at the waist and just mule kicking the backwards, bent over, bend down, touch your toes type of deal, and just donkey kicking the shit out of this door. Well, of course, my shift partner at the time walked over to the door, popped the window, and instructed her to stop doing so. Well, of course, 90% of people in jail that just want to be dickheads don't want to stop. So,
Naturally.
yeah. So he gives this lady one more order. Stop kicking my door or you're going to get sprayed. Spraying is referring to OC spray, pepper spray. And so she continued kicking the door. And my son of a bitch of a shift partner, without question, didn't even tell me the plan. Grabs his set of keys, pops the lock, opens the door, and just douses this woman's vagina.
Oh no.
Oh no!
That's a spicy taco.
Oh. That's crazy.
Because keep in mind, she's bent over facing the opposite direction. And I believe still to this day that he was concerned of how this lady would react if he were to pop the door. So he was kind of frightened, I think. Maybe not. But he opened that door and just said, right down the crack of her ass, all the way up to front crack. And he shuts the door, looks at me, says, "Whoops." And I said, "Did you just spray her pussy, bro?" He goes, "Yeah, I did." I am the law. And I have to say, for about the next 20 minutes while I was in the bubble watching footage, I couldn't stop crying. As Officer Brickhouse mentioned, definitely ended up being a spicy taco.
Why is it spicy?
Wow.
That
So
is
he just
wow.
opened the door and just lit her up. Absolutely.
Yeah, didn't even look.
No Fox just said, "Here you go, have a nice day," and went on his merry way.
Tears came out in a different way that day.
Yeah.
You got a whole new definition of moist.
Yeah, no
Oh
kidding.
yeah.
It was
That's
sweating.
devious. Oh my lord.
Oh yeah, so I have to say, Mr. Radar, that was probably my funniest padded plunder, as you called it earlier.
Mm-hmm. So, do you have one yourself that you want to talk about? I mean, hold on.
This dude.
Hold on. Brickhouse is so Brickhouse. Is there one that you want to talk about?
There was one not too long ago that happened. It was my first case of dealing with a 1096, but he had to go to a padded cell. Well, after putting him in a padded cell, I guess I didn't really understand or know what I was about to deal with for the rest of the evening. But yeah, same thing like Titan said was that naked seems to be the the trending fashion in the padded cells for some weird reason.
It's like a special aura.
Yeah, and he is like balls deep in the padded floor,
Mm.
swimming to nowhere. He was having a
Oh, it
great
was
time.
this
I've
guy.
seen him. Yeah, I've seen him in so many positions for and like you're sitting there with a computer next to you, and you hit the camera because it's like, oh, you should check on him. You look, and like as soon as you look, you're like, yep, I checked enough.
Scrotum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's just. I remember this individual.
and then he killed me later on. Like definitely had me in tears. It was so funny because we were asking him intake questions, and we had to take the questions to his door because yet again he's 1096, and one of the questions was the fact of have you ever been addicted to drugs or methadone? And he just looks at us and goes, yeah. We were like, okay. So I just, write down yes. And good old Titan there, my great partner there, just had to ask the questions. So was it drugs or meth? And he's like, drugs. Definitely drugs. He's like, cool. What's our drug of choice? This is where, without even
choice.
like stuttering, his arms go straight in the air and start drawing a circle around with his arm. He's like, the cocaine of the gods, and I was gone. Never heard anything like it.
Oh
I
my
had
god!
I had to give Titan the clipboard. He had to finish. I couldn't speak. I stepped off to the side and just let it out. There was no stopping that.
Brickhouse was absolutely hiding behind the door at this point.
Oh yeah.
And I just kind of, I knew he had checked out, and I was like, okay, give me the clipboard, bud. And I'm only jumping in his story here to put a little addition to it, because once he composed himself, he stepped back into the equation, and I'm continuing asking his questions. And this individual, extremely 1096, did not have a single proper answer for any of these intake questions. At one point, apparently, he thought it was the right thing to do to fondle my forearm. I have a very strict rule of how I deal with inmates, and I give them 3 opportunities. I ask them to do it. I tell them to do it. And if none of those work, I make them do it. And Officer Coach knows this very well. So he reaches out of the padded cell and is like fondling my forearm, in which I kind of just react and I push his arm away. I say, yeah, let's not touch me. And he just kind of stares at me with these cocaine of the gods eyes and goes to reach out and fondle my forearm again. And I, at this point, have the pin in my hand, and I swipe his arm away, on which the pin got stuck on something. I can't confirm nor deny if it was him or what, and he goes, looks at me. Officer Coach reaches behind, grabs his set of cuffs, and as his arm raises, he comes up and says, yeah, buddy, let's not fucking do that again. Because he knows this dude was getting dropped. And saved a dude's life. 1096 became 10-0.
Very quickly. That was also the first time I ever had an inmate look me in the eyes during questions. Of one of them was like, do you have any intentions on assaulting, officer, yourself, or other inmates? He looked right at me and didn't miss a beat. Yeah, I'm going to kill you. I was like, okay. What do you do with that information? Just looked me right in the eye and straight told me he was going to kill me. And it's like, alrighty, well, that is my night.
Oh boy, that's definitely that's definitely right on cue to start things off. So I hope you guys have a strong stomach here.
Oh no.
Because what I'm going to bounce into next is yet again back into the female realm. And this is back in our old facility. We come up to an individual, and you don't know the amount of urge I have to broadcast this woman's name, but we're going to call her Shit Shoes Magoo because I have seen some of the most insane things with people in padded cells. That I've seen a lot of things that they do to themselves that is extremely inhumane while in jail. Some of it's for attention. Some of it's because they do have a mental disability or some sort of mental disorder. And some of it is just to get a rise out of officers. And this woman, I believe, was a little bit of all three. She wanted to have sex with you 1 minute. She wanted to call you any name she can think of the next minute. And the next minute after that, she'd want to be a baboon in a zoo, shit in her hand, and paint herself with it. Well, needless to say, we cannot just let that happen. We've got to get, they're human beings regardless of their mental status or whatever they're doing there. But we've got to maintain humanity. And so we have to offer for this lady to come out, go get in the shower, get cleaned up. That's not on my agenda when I have to look at this woman that is absolutely naked. May I add, she's probably 290. And you couldn't tell the difference between what her tits were and what her stomach rolls were.
Oh, boy.
They just all just rolled together.
Hell yeah.
Well, so myself and my partner, Officer Law, had approached this woman and said, "Hey, Shit Shoe Magoo, you were going to go to the booking bathroom and you're going to shower. Because A, you have fecal matter all over you, and you smell like shit." Mind you, she's not just painted herself with it. She's eating it. She's putting like football war paint on.
Oh my gosh.
And she's rolling around the padded cell. So the entire padded cell is covered in her absolute elephant-sized shit pile she took.
Oh my gosh.
The pinnacle of attractiveness is what you're telling me.
Oh, hottest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Jesus.
Like absolutely bricked right then.
She was
There you
shit.
go,
There
bud.
was no denying it.
So she gets down right after she paints these war stripes under her eyes. She gets down in a defensive lineman's 3-point stance.
Damn.
And she goes, "Ooh, I'm going to run. I'm going to run." And I said, "Bitch, you ain't running nowhere." Well, I was not OC certified at the time, so I didn't have a can of OC. But my partner, Officer Law, did. And he just immediately grabs his OC and says, "You stupid bitch, if you run, I'm spraying the shit out of you." So she's like, "I don't care. I'm going to run." And just bolts towards us.
Oh
And,
my God.
and without a blink of an eye, Officer Law just paints this bitch right across the forehead with OC. Best shot I've probably ever seen. Like, he had a little bit of a crooked eye, so I don't know how he saw him anyway, but he just absolutely painted this woman and slammed the door. He looks at me and says, "Oh man, nothing like the smell of shit in OC." And I was like, my nose is already burning. Yeah, dude, it's perfect. Not only do you get to smell another human's shit, I have to worry about me hacking up OC now.
That's a great way to probably clean
this
out.
Officer Law is awfully spray happy. Goddamn.
No kidding. I hate to be his wife. She misspeaks once.
That's one way to clean your I guess your nasal passage is through the smell of absolute elephant shit and OC spray as well. I mean, might as well just singe off your nose hairs while you're at it.
No kidding. COVID ain't got nothing on that.
Yeah.
You want the COVID vaccine? Smear shit in your nose.
No kidding. When you were telling this, all I could think of is this is what they're missing in horror movies when those like scary bitches at the end of a room or a hallway come charging at people. It's like that's what they're missing. OC spray, just problem gone.
Guaranteed to stop.
Referencing a movie. Have you ever noticed? I understand it's a movie, but have you ever noticed that whenever that creepy bitch at the end of the hallway is standing there, they always make the main protagonist or whatever the individual is that's out there. Hello, like, who's over there? Like, come on! If I'm seeing some weird ass shit in the hallway, my bitch ass ain't talking. I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge.
No kidding. They always look for the weirdest ways out as well. It's like, oh, this door's locked. This door's locked. Bust a hole in the wall behind you and go.
Like this door is probably made out of like particle board. Kick it.
I know. It's like, what house are you in where the doors are not like destroyable?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, I guess this is a good segue. Speaking of shit,
I guess we'll see you in a bit.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh my. So we had an inmate. We're gonna call this guy dumbass is what we're gonna call him.
Straight to the point. I like it.
When I tell you guys, I couldn't stand this dumb motherfucker. Oh my god, I couldn't stand this motherfucker. So he would take his shit, and he would just throw it everywhere. Whenever
like
he wasn't getting
monkey?
his way. Yeah, no, like completely normal, not crazy, like just normal guy. He would just take his shit, and whenever he felt like he wasn't getting his way, he would just take his shit and sling it everywhere. So this guy was very like what we like to call a walking medical emergency.
Now, to reference this, Officer Coach, he did have a colostomy bag, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh no. Oh
Okay.
no. Oh god.
So yeah, this guy is what we like to call a walking medical emergency. But he wasn't like a good walking medical emergency where like he had like valid other. I mean, obviously he had a colostomy bag, but he didn't like some people come into jail and they have genuine problems. No, if this guy's toe hurt and he put a request in a medical and wasn't seen that day, his shit was getting slung everywhere. So
did you ever wear any?
No, I would be in jail right now. I wouldn't be on this podcast right now.
You'd be being talked about on the podcast.
Probably. Yeah, you guys remember Officer Coach murdered a man for slinging shit at him? Yeah, no, that's me.
Rest in peace.
So so this guy
Resurrection.
I've got so many stories with this guy. Like, I think the saddest part too is that like I would try so hard to be nice to him. Like I would spend like 15 minutes at a time talking to him because he was always like, well, I just feel like my voice isn't being heard. And the only time my voice is heard is when I'm slinging my shit everywhere. And I mean, which was like kind of true because like, I mean, I don't give a fuck about what you have to say, but then I have to care about what you have to say once you start throwing your shit everywhere.
Yeah, now it's a biohazard now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe, the reason he was put into a padded cell is because he had started doing something in a block on a different shift, right? So I can't exactly remember what he did to get himself put into a padded cell for disciplinary reasons, but he did something on a different shift. Maybe threw something at like our control tower's window or something
Probably
like that.
Shit.
I want to say it was, but I can't remember, truthfully. So he ends up in a padded cell during my shift, and it becomes my problem. So I start head count that day. Dumbass, stand for head count. I need you to stand. Ignores me. Hey, dumbass, stand for head count. Ignores me.
I would too if you told me that.
No kidding.
Inmate, I want to mind all the watchers. I was not calling him dumbass. This is just his name. This is what I'm calling him.
Yeah, right? You're watching this.
Inmate, dumbass. If you don't stand for head count, you're gonna get a write-up. Ignores me. All right. Now, at this point, he had already slung his shit a little bit in the padded cell room. but it wasn't that bad. Like obviously any amount of shit is bad, but it wasn't like that bad. I leave, I go conduct head count, come back, and this room is painted. Like our jail commander went and paid a company in 15 minutes to come and paint this room brown. Like, oh
Was
my
it brown
lord.
enough?
No, apparently not. This guy didn't think so, clearly.
Jeez.
Um
Wrong shade of brown, I'm sure.
50
so I
Shades of Brown.
No
so
kidding.
so I open the door and I'm like, hey dumbass, like, what are you doing, bro? Like, is this really worth it? Like, you're acting like a literal monkey. Like, you're just slinging your shit everywhere. Like, you think. And I started getting rude with him, like, because at this point I don't care. Like, this guy's just literally slinging his shit around like he's an animal. I'm like, you really think like I want to come in here and deal with this? Because like at the end of the day, I'm working a job just like you do, bro. The only difference is that I don't have to deal with people like you. Don't have to deal with people like you in your job. He's like, I don't care. I don't feel like my voice is getting heard unless I just sling my shit everywhere. And I'm like, that's just not true, bro. Like, our medical staff and our jail commander do whatever they can for you, and you just sling your shit everywhere. Like, and then you make me or a trustee or another officer clean it up, and I'm getting tired of it. And he starts getting disorderly and whatnot. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like, I was itching to rap this guy. I was itching to fight this guy.
We all have those, yeah.
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 Real quick,
So he's
did you have poo on you or no? Is that why you were itching or just
no. I didn't have poo on me, but I was one of the sorry motherfuckers that had to clean it up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sounds like
So
floor bitch.
yeah, for real. Not at this point. I had been at the jail about 9 months at this point. So I'm like, hey, like, dumbass, like, if you don't stop acting disorderly, I'm just gonna rap you, bro. You're yelling at me. You've covered my padded cell and shit. I don't fucking care. How about you fucking come in here and make me stop? All right, bro. Okay. Control.
He wants that
Open
smoke.
this padded cell. Yeah. Control. Open this padded cell door. Also, jail staff. Signal 10 booking area. The dumbass is being disorderly. We're gonna wrap him.
Definitely
So
got your wish.
yeah, it was me and my former shift partner. We'll call him. I don't even know a good name for him. Officer Laser Eyes.
Oh, damn.
So me and
I was
Officer
going to say
Laser Eyes.
laser dick, but
Yeah.
okay.
So me, Officer Laser Eyes, and then a third unnamed officer, irrelevant officer. I forget who the third one was. Go in there, and Officer
Officer
Laser
Cookie.
Eyes. Yeah, sir. We'll call him Officer Cookie. Officer Laser and I felt the exact same way about this person. Actually, I would even say Officer Laser Eyes disliked this person even more than I did.
That's rough.
Yeah. Oh, buddy. And so we get our rap out, and he starts talking to us about how bad this is that we're rapping him just because he isn't getting medical attention. Even though if you look 5 feet away from him, his room is covered in shit, and he was just yelling at me, telling me to kill myself and whatnot. So we get him wrapped, and
A porta potty's heaven at this point.
yeah, for real. We get him wrapped, and at this point he's like, well, when I get out, I'm just gonna keep slinging shit everywhere. And at that point, I'm like begging him to. I think at one point I did call him a dumb motherfucker. Actually, I'm pretty sure I remember being like, if you sling shit, I'm just gonna fucking wrap you again, and then I'll spray you, you dumb motherfucker.
Should have just sprayed him and shut the door.
I thought about it.
Right in the cooch.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Right
real.
in the asshole.
But so,
Right in
and
the
most of the
colostomy
time, this guy just had like his bad moments. Like he had a bad moment, and then he'd be fine for a month, and then he'd start slinging his shit everywhere. And so, about an hour and a half later, he's like, yeah, like he never apologized because he's a dumb, narcissistic piece of shit that can't do any wrong, and
I could
everything is
feel the
everybody
hate.
else's fault. Dude, I can't stand this guy. I'm not gonna lie to you, Brickhouse. I can't stand this motherfucker.
The hate
Thinking
is
about him makes me
strong
angry.
within you.
Yeah, very.
No, for real, bro.
It's radiating.
So yeah, that's
I'm starting to hate this guy too. And
Yeah, I know.
bro. He just
I hate
wouldn't,
him
and
for you.
I'm sure wherever he is right now, he's still slinging his shit everywhere when he doesn't get his way. That pansy ass, pussy ass motherfucker, inmate
Oh my
dumbass.
I wanted Captain Crunch, not Cheerios.
Oh my god, yeah.
You
But
got a restaurant and like the waitress or like the people like in the kitchen make your steak just slightly over medium rare, and you're just like, this is not what I want. Just start flinging shit everywhere. Just
yeah, and
everyone's
I had it. And I had like a shitty day at home too. Like I woke up late and was almost late to work, and then I got to work and found out that dumb, stupid motherfucker was being disorderly, and now I got to deal with him today, and that was not a good day, bro. And the worst part is that like when I wrapped him, I wanted it to be like Mr. Big Balls dumbass over here thinks he can take 3 of us, so he's gonna resist. No, he showed mild resistance at the start of the wrap, and then once we had him in cuffs, he basically quit resisting. And I was like, bro, like just resist a little bit, bro. Like, come on, man. Like just a little bit.
Just poke him in the ribs, and when he twitches, be like, "Everyone see that? Get him!"
Oh yeah, but
14
yeah,
officers attacked this 160-pound dude.
No kidding.
yeah, for real. But yeah, that's the story about inmate dumbass. God, I couldn't stand that. Oh my
My word.
I
I could not
definitely
stand it.
can feel the anger
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
people
through
like
my
him,
ears
like
right now.
like people that act like that just make working in a jail or on the road or in any law enforcement setting like just so difficult. Like I would go to work, and if they were like, yeah, dumb inmate dumbass is being disorderly, like, okay, bro, like
Name any job that would not make it rough for.
for real. I mean, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. But I'm just
Oh, I
like
went
at
to
that
work
point, I'm
today,
like,
and this
bro,
guy
like,
was just slinging shit because the vending machine gave him a Snickers instead of a
yeah,
Butterfinger.
for
Like, I don't get it.
like, yeah, all right, I'll be tendering my 2-week not even my 2-week notice, my 4-hour notice. I'll work the first 4 hours of my shift, and then I'm out. You guys are never seeing my face again. That's how I felt when I came into work and knew I had to deal with that dumb motherfucker. Oh my god, bro.
Fair.
Well, we're happy you're still here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You must have outlasted the trials there, bud.
Yeah.
I did barely. He had me thinking, bro. I was like, am I really meant for this field, dude? Like, this guy won't stop slinging his shit everywhere because his toe hurts and medical won't see him. Like,
Yeah.
what am
And
I supposed to do, bro?
this is a grown man. Like,
No, for real. He's like my dad's age. Yeah, no, he's a grown. He could have kids
Damn.
my age. Yeah.
now put this into perspective. Do you think, obviously, inside of a jail setting, 150, 200, 300 inmates, 1,000 inmates, however many inmates you deal with on a daily, that the only attention that these inmates get are from the guards. And when they don't feel that they're entitled to that little extra attention of saying, hey, he's not paying attention to me today, let's empty the colostomy bag and say, oops. Or as Officer Radar likes to go,
See, like, I don't think you're wrong, but also, like, bro, like, you're a grown man. What attention could you possibly need, bro? I'm sorry.
not
Like,
enough pussy in his life. I don't know.
for real, I don't know, bro. It has to be like his genitals have to be so small. They have to be so little. This stupid motherfucker.
Ew.
I can't understand the attention, though. Like, it's never going to be good.
He just
Yeah,
he just
right.
like I think he wanted let out of jail, or like I think he wanted out of whatever charge he was being accused of. So he thought the more medical things he had, the more likely he was for the court to let him go.
The more
But
shit
like
I sling, the better.
yeah, for real, dude. He just would not. And like this is just one story that I can think of, but he like once a month for probably 4 months straight, or sometime probably more than once a month, like 2 times a month for 4 months straight, just slung his shit all over our padded cell, all over it. This was not
One of
just
Damn.
5.
What if we
yeah,
tried to,
for real.
like, reverse psychology him? Just open it up. Not angry, just happy. Hello, sir. It's good to see you. We would like
When
you
you
to
try
write
that,
your concerns on this paper, and we will give it to the proper authorities.
when you try that, he would get mad too. I tried being nice to this guy so many times. I'll
It's
never forget it.
horrible.
There was one conversation. It was the day before the story I just told. Literally the day before. He was like, "Hey man, like I'm just starting to get a little mad." And he like would blame it on like he was like, "I'm just so bipolar that sometimes I get mad and I just do things." And it's like that's not an excuse. First of all, you stupid motherfucker, quit slinging your shit everywhere.
That didn't escalate fast.
Um, but and I pulled him out, and I pulled him out of his block, and I had like a 15 to 20 minute conversation with this guy, like just heart to heart, like bro, like I don't like disliking you, like you just have to stop slinging your shit everywhere, bro. Like I'm not asking a lot out of you. Like I feel like this isn't like a difficult thing to do. Just not
Yeah,
sling
I
your
feel
shit
like
everywhere, bro. I feel like it's not
yeah,
hard.
that's like a yeah.
Go
Pretty
a different
pretty
approach
pretty
about it.
basic.
Just look at him,
Um,
be like, I had a dream last night that I fucking drowned you in your own shit. Your move, dumbass.
For real. And he would be like, yeah, well, like, I appreciate you talking to me. Like, sometimes you're one of the only people I feel like actually hears me. And I'm like, yeah, bro, trust me, I hear you. And I wish you would shut the fuck up. Trust me, bro.
I'm sure you smelled him too, huh?
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, but the craziest part is that like his shit didn't even stink that bad either. Like the weird part about it, obviously it's shit, so it stunk. But like compared to other dumb, stupid, pussy ass motherfuckers that decided they wanted to sling their shit everywhere, like I mean, it really wasn't that bad. He just had a lot of it. Like this man's body let out so much fecal matter, like it was ridiculous.
Just look at him.
Well,
What
I
are you
mean,
eating?
he's full of shit, like quite literally and figuratively. So I mean, there you go. I mean that kind of goes hand in hand, I guess. So
No, yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know though. I need to stop talking about him before I start. Oh my
Slinging
god, bro.
shit.
Yeah, I've already said way too many cuss words, bro. This video is gonna get uploaded to YouTube and taken down instantly.
I'll take the reins real quick because speaking of shit, no offense, but I had a thought. So,
Bro.
speaking of padded plunders, this is perfect. Okay, this is a good thought.
Let's hear it.
In a padded cell, there is sometimes
This is really good.
inmates. Yeah, very good, very good. Listen, sometimes inmates will be dry celled. Now, when an inmate is dry celled,
yeah.
they'll be in a padded cell because there's no toilet, no nothing, and they'll be in there. And every time they go to the bathroom, the toilets are turned off, so they can't flush anything. So, like, if they're trying to bring anything in the jail or anything, we gotta go check their stuff. So whether it's piss, shit, like doesn't matter. We have to go physically check it. If there is shit, like I'm not gonna lie, before this job I never ever thought I would sit like you would think growing up playing with Play-Doh, moon sand, clay would prep you for something like shit in your hands. Like granted you're wearing a rubber glove, but mentally nothing prepares you for that shit, like literally.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah,
there's
Yeah.
you just can't.
It's like, well, let me grab this big honking turd right here, and I'm looking for what? Oh, a tiny baggie with a rock. Okay,
So
treasure
I
hunt.
guess speaking of dry cell, oh my god, guys, I'm talking so much this episode. Come on, man. Come on.
Just
and
like
because
Um,
he's riding himself.
stupid ass motherfucker Pistons, right?
Dude, oh my god. I love bro, I could talk about the Detroit. We got to have one episode where it's just Officer Coach rambles on about the Detroit Pistons. That'll
Hey,
be in next
That-
episode.
did
Book
everyone
it.
see that? It just went by. It was the conversation Coach started with.
So we had some people dry celled. Two people were dry celled, and I was in again whenever I have to deal because to explain for the listeners that don't know what dry cell is,
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Yeah,
Officer
totally.
Officer Brickhouse just explained kind of what it was. So somebody will be dry celled and you have to watch them use the bathroom, and once they use the bathroom, no matter what they did, whether it was poop or pee, you have to examine it. And sometimes if it is a thick enough poop, you have to go through it. You have to take it apart and go through it.
Turn yourself into a human dung beetle.
Yeah. So this day, I again had to deal with another literally deal with another human being shit. So I was in a shitty mood because like I already knew, like of course,
I feel like
and these
that's a
people think it's
personal matter.
yeah, well, and it is because these people are like, haha, now I'm dry celled and you have to go through my shit. And that's what they did because so there's padded cell, bathroom, padded cell, right? And the two padded cells have the bathroom in between them and they're both connected, so you can open a door and they go into the bathroom. And so I was like in there and an officer was like, well, are you gonna do it? I was like, yeah, but this is fucking ridiculous that I have to do this because some grown men can't just act normal in jail. And this guy goes, you signed up for it. And I said, and I really shouldn't have said this. I seriously, if any of you are thinking about going into law enforcement, you really shouldn't say this. I said, yeah, because your stupid ass can't stay away from meth when you're in jail for it. I said,
But see, that's the thing.
Shit.
They say that we sign up for it, but I'm sorry. During my entire interview process or anything, I did not even know about this until the first dry celled person came in. They're like, "Oh, by the way."
yeah, for real. No,
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not signing up to go through another grown man's fecal matter. And I told him that. I was like, yeah, I didn't sign up to go through your shit, bro. I didn't do that.
Just kind of
'Cause
fell into our lap.
He brought it up to
Yeah.
me he brought it up to me later that day. He's like, "So what are you complaining for if you choose to work here?" I was like, "Nah, bro. You're a grown man, bro. You need to act right. You need to act right."
That's
That
pretty
that was a
fair.
pretty quick story. I had to go through his shit, and then I talked shit to him through the door, and he shut up. He shut up real quick. I forget the name I called him, but I called him a name, and he shut up real quick. That stupid motherfucker,
So
Man, this is a terrible topic for you, Coach.
bro.
yeah, I'm noticing that we're kind of hitting some nerves here.
No kidding.
It's definitely
Oh my
been
god, bro.
even in the background. He's just literally replaying these incidents in the back of his head.
He's
He's gonna
fuming.
go.
He's totally
He's gonna
fuming.
jump off the podcast, go home, beat his wife.
Oh God.
I might, bro. I might have to.
That's
Damn.
Oh my god,
Just
dude,
give her
I
the
can't.
nice, give her the spray.
Right in the cooch.
Yeah.
There you go, bud. The elite aim, absolutely elite aim. Oh my lord.
I mean, it'll give you a whole new
Oh.
definition to fire and ice.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's crazy. That's diabolical right there.
But do we have any
boy.
other stories? Anybody else want to say something? I've spoken
guess-
so much.
I guess my story, it's because I'm still so new that I haven't really had, but I guess my most recent incident, and it didn't start out in a pad cell, but it ended in one, or it kind of transitioned into one. So we had this public intox come in. Oh gosh, it had to be like maybe 3-4 weeks to a month ago. And so this lady comes in, and I mean, she is all sorts of effed up. I mean, she had been at our local county jail many other times, but she just all sorts of effed up. I mean, she comes in and she's like calling me daddy. She's saying I'm an alien. She's just like she's naming off former officers of this. I mean, she is just absolutely insane.
Sorry, not to cut you off, but I think the most important question here is: are you an alien?
Ooh,
Hey,
that's a good one.
you never know. All I know is that I know what the next step of the operation is, and that's just how it goes.
ET
Maybe
phone
I am,
home.
maybe I'm not, but
Is it world domination? You can tell us.
yeah,
Yeah, bro. I won't tell on you, bud. I promise.
Your secret's safe here on YouTube.
yes, I am indeed an alien. That's why I keep coming and going from this podcast, because I actually go out of orbit. I go to my actual home planet. It's not Earth. It's different,
Yeah.
many galaxies
911.
away.
Do you got a
But
name so we
regardless,
can try to look for it?
Bunch of letters and bunch of numbers is the name of the planet.
It's so difficult, it just stops your brain.
Is there like a legible sound, or is it just like letters? You just
Yeah.
go by letters and numbers.
Come on, give
It's
us something good, like
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Oh my.
there were no numbers in that radar. Not a single number.
They're mixed in with the sounds. But
Is there a
regardless, back to
certain
the story.
Oh, okay.
ER468.
But we call it
But-
a star.
Yeah.
It is profoundly being known as the sun.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But anyways,
go ahead, Radar.
back to the story. So this lady comes in, and I mean, she's absolutely off the walls. I mean, she's like, one moment she's like talking to us, she's talking to the other female officer. She's just going back and forth. And the funny part is that when she came in, she was obviously like in talks, but she was okay. Now later on, as we got more through the intake process and everything, she got she got light shot, all that stuff. Everything was fine. Well, she didn't get light shot, but she got at least strip searched and got her stripes and everything. Well, we put her in one of our padded cells, because she was a public intox, so we had to wait until she came down to get the process rolling and everything for her. Well, we put her in one of the padded cells, and she starts screaming at the top of her lungs. I mean, she is like just like not even making like words. She's just screaming like everything. So we have to move her from this pad cell. And meanwhile, she's screaming. She's like taking her clothes off. She's like sitting, and then at one point she finger blasted herself because we had to go in and tell her to put clothes on, and she's just looking at the camera and just bang 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 bang. She's just going insane. So we have to move her out of our booking area because she's just being too loud. And so we move her back into, we have, I don't know what the rooms are called, but it's kind of like a drunk tank basically. So we move her back there, and as soon as we get her in there, she immediately starts taking her clothes off again, and she starts banging, beating on everything, and she's like saying that she's pregnant, saying she's gonna have kid, like she's gonna have a baby alien, and she's just like off her rocker this entire time. So we eventually decided we're gonna wrap this lady because not only is she beating stuff, now she's saying she's potentially pregnant, so we can't have her beaten on
By an
like
alien.
being
So
not.
did you impregnate this woman?
Oh,
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I did not. I
buddy.
did not. No, 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 no,
Oh my God.
no, no,
that's
no,
against the
no.
rules.
Oh, but the plot thickens.
Yeah.
But we decided we have to wrap this lady because she's saying she's pregnant, so we can't tase her or anything. Like our options were limited. But she's banging her head, she's like kicking and screaming, she's throwing her clothes off, she's like booty ass naked. So we have to go in and like wrap this lady. And so eventually, by the time she kind of puts a little bit of a fight, but she eventually wraps. We get her wrapped up, put her in the cart, put her in the back of the pad cell, facing towards the camera, and all of a sudden, it's about 10, 15 minutes later, I went up to our bubble area to grab a quick drink because we had just fought this lady, and all of a sudden, she starts like breaking out of her wrap. I mean, she was able to get one of the I think cuffs loose for something, so she's like getting out of the wrap. So we have to go back into the pad cell and get her like correctly wrapped again, get her handcuffed in properly, and then eventually she was yelling a little bit, and she kind of calms herself down. And then, so there's a good 5, 6 hours. Everything was fine. Then towards the end of my shift, we have to go in and do like 15-minute checks to make sure everything's okay. And so we go in. I go in and check in on her, and she's just like staring at me. She's like trying to like Medusa seduce me. She's like, "You can just let me out of this, out of this. Like, unhandcuff me, please." And she's sitting there, and she's like, you can let me out, Daddy." And it's just like just
She
repeat like
allegedly
she's a
already has your
broken
baby.
record.
You are the father.
No, she's just not. But regardless, this lady ended up not being pregnant or anything, but they ended up taking a test on her, and she popped for everything. So eventually she calmed down, and she was normal. But that first day, like that was kind of like my first real intox, and it was utterly insane because she called one of my shift partner. It was actually Officer Grace. Um, she called her daddy as well, and was like saying that she was also an alien. It was a whole mess. So that was kind of like my first, I guess, intox story, and it was definitely an interesting one because she's just between her like we us putting her in this drunk take, and then just absolutely just dropping her drawers and just finger bite. It was bad. It was bad, but we got her calmed down under control, and eventually she kind of calmed down from everything. But it was definitely a trip for my first kind of also rap and getting her calmed down. It was a trip for sure.
Potential father.
So
Gosh.
Yeah, potential baby daddy.
I just want to say something real quick.
Oh,
This episode name has really been on my head this entire time, and I can't get like a terrible comic book out of my head where it'd be like the story of Maxi Pad and their partner Tampax and the Padded Plunders of Doom. Like,
That is very
this is
fitting.
a good name. I like it.
yes, yes. But yeah,
Well, with that, I think it's a little bit time to wrap it up. I'd say this has been a pretty good episode. Actually, I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. I think our chemistry is pretty good, gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So with that,
I'm here next week.
You guys.
I failed in science.
Oh, buddy.
We'll have to see if Radar fails the DNA test.
Yeah, for real. That and hey, there's a chance Radar's not here next episode. He might stay dead this time, but we don't know.
Yeah,
We will see.
I may be back on my planet, or I may be back in. Who knows? Maybe we don't have an episode next week because I have taken over the world. We'll never know.
Yeah, I'll never let that happen, bro. Cut that out. No.
One good slap, he'll be done.
Yeah. So we appreciate you guys listening. My name is Officer Coach, joined by my host, Officer Titan. With us today, we had Officer Radar and Officer Brickhouse. We appreciate you guys listening, and we'll see you guys next episode. This has been Padded Plunders on Lawful Laughs. Thank you.